All right, y'all. This is my top five boxing chins all time. So it's an interesting list. In order to make it, you had to have been getting hit. So in order to have a great chin, you had to have been getting hit. Now, a lot of guys had, I thought Floyd had a good chin. We don't know if he had a great chin because, to my knowledge, Floyd only got hit hard twice, and that was in the same fight. And by hit hard, I mean hard to the point where I was concerned. So that's the reality of that. So again, this list is going to be about guys that was getting hit and they either got knocked down and got up and worked, or they didn't go down at all. So that's how we're going to rock out with this one. So hope everybody enjoy it. Go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe now. Hit that notification. I definitely appreciate all of that. And without further ado, let's get into this list, man. All right, y'all. My first honorable mention is going to be Rocky Marciano. That's right, the heavyweight champion of the world, retired with a record of 49-0 and had 43 knockouts. Now, Rocky was definitely a dog. In them 49 fights that he fought, he was only down twice. Once to Jersey Joe Walcott, the other time to Archie Moore. Now, I would have Marciano actually higher on my list, except for the fact that he didn't fight a lot of great guys to me. And the good guys that he did fight, a lot of them were past their prime, and he still had a tough time with them. Like I told you how Jersey Joe knocked him down, and as well Archie Moore. Jersey Joe was 39 at the time, and Archie Moore was 41. And when he fought Joe Louis was past his prime as well. Only one that was still pretty relevant was Ezra Charles. But yeah, shout to Rocky Marciano, though. He had a tough chin, one of the greatest punchers of all time, known for his relentless fighting style and formidable punching power. Definitely durable chin. So shouts to Rocky. All right, y'all. My next honorable mention is going to be Carmen Basilio. Now, I like though Carmen. He was definitely a dog. He finished with a record of 56 wins, 16 losses, 7 draws, and 27 KOs. Now, old Carmen only been down 3 times in his life, and down once and TKO'd twice. And both of those TKOs happened when he fought Gene Fullmer, and that was late in his career. So you're talking about a guy with over 79 fights. So shouts to Carmen Basilio for sure. He fought old Billy Graham, Ray Robinson, like I told you, Gene Fullmer twice, Kid Gavilan, Tony DeMarco. So yeah, he definitely deserves to be on. All right, y'all. So the next guy on my list is going to be Oliver McCall, a former heavyweight champion. You might remember him. The guy had over 75 fights and was never knocked down, not one time. Yeah, and I thought that was very impressive, and it definitely deserves an honorable mention considering he fought a lot of decent guys. Definitely Frank Bruno. He fought Bruce Seldon, Buster Douglas, Orrin Norris, Tony Tucker, and of course Lennox Lewis. So yeah, definitely shouts to Oliver McCall, one of the most durable chins of all time. All right, y'all. The next guy on my list is George Chuvalo. Yep, multiple time Canadian champion. The guy fought 93 fights, and never been down on the ground. He'd been TKO'd by some of the better guys, but outside of that, George Chuvalo had one of the best chins in the history of boxing. He done got in there with Ali twice, Frazier, Foreman, Cleveland Williams, Jimmy Ellis, Buster Mathis, did the best he could, held his own, and none of those guys could ever put him down. So shouts to George Chuvalo. All right, so my next honorable mention is going to be Larry the Eastern Assassin Holmes. Fought over 75 fights, won 69 of them, only 6 losses with 44 KOs. Now, old Larry only been down 3 times in 75 fights. He went down to Ronaldo Snipes, Ernie Shavers, and a guy named Kevin Isaac young in his career. Now, let me tell you, old Larry TKO'd all of them. It wasn't until he fought Mike Tyson, which was late into his career, as you all know, that he actually got TKO'd and lost. So definitely Larry had one of the best chins of all time. The guy would get up and work each and every time. So definitely shouts to Larry. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this top five. At number five, you see it, Muhammad Ali. That's right, to me, one of the best chins, top five all time. Ali was only down a few times to Sonny Banks, which he got up in TKO. He went down to the guy over in England, Cooper, got up TKO'd him. And only time he didn't get up and TKO the person was when Joe Frazier knocked him down. And he didn't get stopped officially until he was an old man against Larry Holmes. So when you think about all the guys that he fought, the Shavers, Ron Lyle, Foreman, Sonny Liston, the list goes on and on. None of them could keep Ali down, and none of them could stop Ali in his prime. So to me, that definitely makes him top five all time. In 61 total fights to be able to do that across a couple of decades. So definitely shout to Muhammad Ali for sure. Number 5 chin all time. All right, y'all. Coming in at number 4. Yep, Jake LaMotta, the old Raging Bull. Now I know some of y'all may have him higher, but I got Jake at number 4 on my list. Now, Jake was a remarkable dude in 106 fights, man. The guy only been down twice. And I say twice because the first time he went down, he got KO'd by a guy named Billy Fox. But he said it was a fixed fight. He ended up going on trial for it. So that probably didn't count. So he didn't officially go down until he fought Danny Nardico, a light heavyweight. And that guy had a pretty decent record. And again, that was late in his career. So outside of that, the guy never been down. And I got to tell you, anybody that fights Sugar Ray Robinson 6 times and never go down, got to have one hell of a chin. Got to be top 5 all time to me. And I got him at number 4. So shouts to the old Raging Bull, Jake LaMotta. All right, y'all. So my number 3, surprising y'all, Kid Gavilan. Oh yeah, the guy was a monster, man. He fought 108 wins, had 30 losses and 5 draws. He only had 28 KOs, and I believe that that was the one thing that held him back. He didn't have that power. But why I got him number 3 on the list? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, he done had 143 fights and only been down twice. Carmen Basilio put him down in 53, and Ike Williams in 1948. Outside of that, the guy never touched the mat. He then fought Bobo Olson, Johnny Braxton. Like I said, Carmen Basilio, Ike Williams, Billy Graham, Bo Jack, Sugar Ray Robinson, and he fought these guys multiple times. You see what I'm saying? And without no power, that means that he really wasn't keeping them off him. So he had to use a lot of skill and shit like that. So definitely shout to Kid Gavilan. I got him number 3. Top 5 chins all time. And that's what I say. Kid Gavilan. Yeet. All right, y'all. My number 2 all time chin, Henry Greb. Now, let me tell you, the old Pittsburgh windmill was one tough son of a bitch. I got to tell you right now. That guy had over damn near 300 fights. You hear what I'm telling you? 300. He had just 299 to be exact. 261 wins, 16 losses, 19 draws, and 49 knockouts. Now, obviously, the guy didn't have a lot of power, but he had a highly aggressive style, very fast, they say, swarm you, get up on you, blitz you with a bunch of punches, great footwork. And he was a little dubious with his tactics, they say. He would rake you across the eye, all kind of stuff. Now listen to this. The guy was 45-0 in 1919 alone. Are you believing that? 45-0. Now listen to another thing. He only been down twice in his career, TKO, and 299 fights. The first one was his 7th fight. He got KO'd by an opponent that outweighed him heavily. And then the second one came 3 years later when he broke his radius of his left arm and he ended up getting TKO. But outside of that, that's it. In 299 fights, the guy fought 16 Hall of Famers. 16 guys who would later go on to be into the Hall of Fame. That's what he did. So to me, by far, Harry Greb, number 2 all-time chin, and I wouldn't be mad if people had him at number 1. Just a dog, man. All right, at number 1, you got it. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. 62 big wins, only 3 losses, and 52 knockouts. Old Marvin had never been down his entire career, except for in his 63rd fight against a guy named Juan Roldan. And Hagler said it wasn't a knockdown. I'll tell you right now. But when I looked at it, I'm going to say it was a knockdown. Now, if anybody says it's not, I'm not going to argue. So that's how I feel about it. But I have he would later go on a TKO on that guy. Now, how impressive is that? Hagler had to get it from the bottom up, man. Guy made $40 his first fight. He beat everybody they put in front of him. Vito Antuofermo, Mustafa Hamsho. He beat Roberto Duran, Juan Roldan, Tommy Hearns, John Mugabe. And by the way, all of these guys, Alan Minter, all these guys landed shots on Hagler. Like That Mugabe fight was probably the toughest fight of his career, man. Them guys was going back and forth with bombs, you know. But Hagler ended up getting them out of there. So by far to me, man, the number one chin all time. So I hope everybody appreciate the list, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Definitely hit that bell so you can know when I'm releasing stuff, man. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So top five, number one, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Peace.